that note, I want to say thank you again for contributing a significant amount to the Graduate Scholarship Fund, because now some student is going to benefit from your generosity. And it's, a township that's just a little bit farther away than Whitby, but you pitched in and helped. And that says a lot about the kind of community you're a part of. So Amy and Rachel, thank you so much. Hi, and thanks for joining us today. Today it is my immense privilege to be interviewing two people who are part of an organization that gave back during a really trying time in my life, and we're gonna get into that. But today we're interviewing Amy Barney and Rachel Boyd of the Bowmanville Rotary Club. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, one of the members of the Bowmanville Rotary Club reached out to me to be a guest speaker back in May. And maybe one of you could talk about what motivated the club to even invite me to come and be a guest speaker.
Absolutely. I'd like to answer that question, Kimberley. So I reached out directly to Johanna, because Johanna is the one that reached out, I believe, to you, or certainly came up with the idea. And I gave her a call and said, so what was it about Kimberley that you wanted her so badly? And she said, I love the story of triumph. She said, tragedy to triumph. And I think we all agreed when we saw that you were going to be speaking, this story was an inspiration, and we just all wanted to hear your story.
It's a small world, it's a small community, how everyone comes together, right? So during my presentation, I really tried to center the theme around how the community came together to support me, because that's just off the charts, the support I've received. So how does Bowmanville Rotary normally get involved in the community to support its members?
Well, I think the whole point of Rotary is to have support and community. What happened to you obviously shows that a community really rallies around in dark times, and they're there for you. One of the Rotary principles is service above self, and basically that's our goal is service. We try to get involved in a lot of community events. Last year, we were able to help with a women's shelter that just basically, Rachel, would you say, needed a sprucing up?
Yeah.
So we painted, we, raked, we, did whatever we needed to do. And, it's basically just about, being there for the community and what can we do to give back?
I love it. And I love how you're talking about women helping women. I mean, I know the club obviously is men too, but you're talking about a women's shelter. And that's obviously something that now in my life really resonates with me, how we need to have supports for women out there. So good for you for getting involved in that. So one of the initiatives that I spoke about was the Ontario Tech University Scholarship Walk that was taking place on Mother's Day, because it was just before that. And the Rotary Club ended up making a sizable donation to the scholarship fund. So how did the club come to the decision to donate to the Ontario Tech Scholarship Fund?
Well, Kimberley, you're so inspiring. How could we not have? Seriously, like your story and the positivity, the be positive. I see your shirt there. Yes. The be positive. It was incredible. And of course, we wanted to do whatever we could to help, to help you with that and to create that and just to keep it going. Like, it was all about you.
Wow. Thank you very, very much. Because it was, such a pleasant surprise. It was one thing to be invited, but then to find out afterwards that you came together to make this donation just was amazing. And I recently posted about how successful the fund was. And I don't know if you heard that, but it achieved with the Board of Governors top up, they matched donations. It was over $22,000,
Oh,
which will that's
congratulations.
amazing. And your contribution was a huge part of that. So thank you very much. So
Oh,
there was
we were glad to do it.
Oh, well, I tell you, it's a really unique thing to do. And one of the things I mentioned was how it was a dream of mine to run a scholarship fund for someone for lots of reasons, but this all just made my a dream come true, and you were a part of that. So I really appreciate it. And I know the university did, and so will the graduate students who get the scholarships. So the recipients of the scholarships this year, there's potentially up to 4 scholarships of $5,000 each. That's how well it did. And what the scholarship is for is to support a graduate student pursuing studies at the Faculty of Education, where I did my degree, who has demonstrated a commitment to equity, diversity, and inclusion. So how does Bowmanville Rotary support diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts?
So it's interesting. Our district and Rotary in general has made it a major initiative to focus on inclusion, including diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then our own club has come up with our own committee this year. And I'm going to steal a line from one of our speakers, Dr. Todd Bowtie. Remember him, Amy? And he spoke about diversity and equity and inclusion. And he said, it's one thing when you have invite a member to your club and you give them a pair of shoes to wear to fit in, but the shoes have to fit. And I think our takeaway is not only do we want the shoes to fit when a new member joins or a guest comes to our club, but we want them to be comfortable shoes as well. So it's not, it's all encompassing. If we have someone with a disability, we want to consider that. And it's race, it's gender, it's LGBTQ, it's disabilities, it's economic situation. It's so diverse. It's really just making people feel as welcome as possible, so that when they think of our club, they know that they're all welcome, and we will do everything we can to help accommodate people to feel welcome in our club.
I think that's great, because if you're a community organization, it's important to include, have everyone in the community feel like they potentially are welcome there. So
Well, and I think too, just not to step in, but remember, Rachel, when we were getting our first the rainbow crosswalk.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that was the Bowmanville Rotary Club that sort of supported that, and we said we would match donations, and it went from being not a possibility to happening in what, a week?
Yes. Yeah, that was wonderful.
Wow. Oh, I'd love to see that. I'm going to have to make a trip out there to take a look at that. That's
Please
great.
do.
It's really heartening, to see how times are changing, to be more, embracing of different people, and realizing that we all, just need to be accepting of others in order to have, a peaceful existence, so it helps. But so organizations like the Rotary Club are crucial, I would say, to the cohesiveness of community. So if people wanted to get involved with the Bowmanville Rotary, whether it's like to join the club or to volunteer with one of your initiatives, how would they go about doing that?
So you can always check us out on our website, which is bowmanvillerotaryclub.org. We have weekly meetings, which of course, due to COVID, are right now Zoom only. So anybody's welcome to join us. And honestly, Kimberly, I think the meeting that you spoke to us, I think we had the most guests that we've had in a long time, just because
Wow.
people wanted to see you and hear you and see how you're doing. So people are more than welcome to join us. We're hoping to get back to in-person meetings soon, hopefully.
Yes.
We also do, I think what people don't understand about Rotary is we do a lot of community events. Last night we did a drive-in movie theater up at
Oh.
King's Farm. We do a lot of fundraising, but the whole point of our fundraising is that we raise funds to give the funds back. So everything that we raise, we give back to either youth, the youth in the community, our community, and internationally. So, this is what we do is we do the work so that we can support things like your walk. We do Christmas tree sales, we do Rib Fest, we do, different things in the community. On an offside, a great story I had a couple of years ago. I was selling Christmas trees out at Watson Farms, which is where we sell our trees. And a family came in and said, "Hey, we weren't going to buy a tree, but we had our son who needed a special helmet because of a medical issue, and they couldn't afford it. And they approached us, and we were able to pay for the helmet for him. So because we supported them, they came back and supported us. So that's all about community. Like, it's a small town out here, and we're blessed to be in this community, and we're happy to give back, and we're happy to receive the support. So we're always looking for volunteers as well. So there's lots of things to do, but yeah, reach out to us. We love to meet new people, and we can't wait to meet new people actually in person.
I'll bet. And it's like, kind of to what you're saying, there's multiple opportunities. Like, you don't necessarily have to commit 5 hours a week for the rest of your life. It could just be at Christmas or at Rib Fest or whatever, like something that's very specific, but that's the impression I'm getting. And it's such a great way to feel like you're part of a community, you're part of something bigger than yourself, and giving back in a small way to help someone else. So what a rewarding position that you both are in, to be able to do that, to help others.
We're very fortunate.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it.
You do? The big smile. And I love your Rotary shirts. That's like props to Rotary. What does your shirt say there, Amy?
Okay, so I'll stand up, but don't look
Okay.
at the wall.
Okay. Believe there is good in the world. And then in the highlighted, it's be the good. Oh, that's so awesome. That's
Yeah,
so beautiful.
yeah.
Is that
We want to be the good.
Yeah, well, you clearly are. And on that note, I want to say thank you again for contributing a significant amount to the Graduate Scholarship Fund, because now some student is going to benefit from your generosity. And it's a township that's just a little bit farther away than Whitby, but you pitched in and helped. And that says a lot about the kind of community you're a part of. So Amy and Rachel, thank you so much for what you did and for taking the time to talk with me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. You are an inspiration for everything that you've gone through, and to turn it into such a positive from such a negative. We should all be so lucky to be a little like you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. On that note, have a great night. And as I always like to end my videos, be positive.